Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? Smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining. Are you guys ready? Because today we're gonna look at the charts again. And we're also going to read some news articles and probably end up talking about food and other non-crypto related items. So make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. If you don't do those things, then you clearly hate your family. This is very sad. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited that it's Wednesday. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm wearing a different shirt today. It is my lucky shirt. My favorite shirt for now. I guess my favorite graphic shirt. I have a shirt that's my favorite that has nothing on it. But that's a different shirt. Time to lock in, guys. Time to lock in every single day, but today more so than others. Bitcoin is currently trading at 111,392 even. Kind of lingering. We are very much lingering in this little previous all-time high area. Now, my original fractal speculation call out goes until the 30th. Everyone's saying, I guess maybe a pullback in September might not be accurate, but Ben Cowan specifically is calling for Bitcoin dominance to pump in September. So that would mean either everything's dropping, Bitcoin's just dropping less, or Bitcoin is pumping. Or it's just chopping while alts drop, you know. Regardless, we got bullish div on the 4-hour time frame. Let's check out our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. You guys got any plans for the weekend? Look at that. 110,985. Oh, goodness. 110,985. Sometimes I can't type. And then below that, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. 108,951. And then I guess I'll go in the middle, wherever that big chunk ends. Like right here. I'll go right here. 109,927. And then up top, it's a little sporadic up top, 112,693. I think one of my favorite things is people keep asking why the market's not mooning. 113,913. And it kind of is. I think that the big discontentment comes from altcoins specifically. 114,726. You know, a lot of money has to go into Bitcoin in order for it to break a new all-time high like once a week, but it's not really breaking them. It's like tapping right above them, and then it just plummets to the ground. So I can see the frustration. In order to technically trade profitable, every time you break an all-time high, you would have to sell immediately. Sell immediately, you would have been able to buy back down here. Sell immediately, you would have been able to buy back down here. Now, that being said, the trajectory is changing every single time, which is, you know, something of note. However, you had the exact same thing right here, and that resulted in some decent upside. We're probably going to result in some decent upside soon. Not saying it's going to happen, but it could. So if we get 130K, that'd be pretty sick. But that's just what I'm observing. There's so many lines on this thing chart. It's hard to keep track. It's getting to a point where I'm getting a little annoyed. I'm gonna delete some stuff. Let's get rid of Marty Party's thing. The other old all-time high. My top estimate was 120. I was wrong. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I was wrong about my top estimate. Oh, jeez. I can lock drawings? Oh, this? Okay. CME gap to fill. That's been filled. I'm not entirely sure what this even is. Temporary trend line? Yeah, I'll leave that there. And then everything else is liquidation points right now. Crypto Z's target. I'll get rid of that. Retrace target. I guess that's still relevant. 52 week. That changes over time. And then what the hell is this? Another garbage. Okay, that seems a little bit better. That feels a little bit better. Billy said, JJ, could this moon be waiting until the rate cut happens? I'm not sure. So John is here, actually. Not John 316. Love you, John, by the way. But John M. The OG John. 316 said Ben Cowan is a fraud. That's great. John M. said that he thinks that we're gonna... John M. said, notice how he doesn't love me, though? I do love you, John. It's a different kind of love. He said that he thinks we're going to dump if we get a rate cut, which I don't think is wrong. I just don't think that that's the sustained case. I imagine we're going to get a rate cut. It's going to be bearish for maybe even the stock market. But you get a little downturn, and then you get crazy run. Short-term dump. Yes, that's the right terminology. John said short-term dump. I agree with that. He said not long-term, end of bull market. So that's pretty much it. If we get a rate cut, we're probably going to see some short-term downtrend. I think everyone's predicting doom and gloom for September because that's been the case for like every September. Let me look it up. Hold on. Bitcoin historical. Right here. Not quarterly, monthly specifically. September is majority red. Average for September is minus 3.77. Median is minus 4.35. You got 4 out of, what even is that? 12. 4 out of the 12 are red, or green. 4 out of the 12 are green. So it's 66% negative. 66% of the time. So the odds are against a green September, which... in my opinion, points towards a green September. Tyler said, Crow coin going for a run. I took $1,000 profit from Crow, to be honest. I'm up 150%. Hell yeah. Nobody ever lost money taking profits, man. Nobody. Congrats, Tyler. Love to see it. But yeah, Bitcoin lingering. It's quiet. Bitcoin dominance is interesting. We got a little double bottom scenario playing out potentially, holding. So we touched 57.68. Broke back above 58. Rejected around here just before 59. Pulled back to 58, using that as a nice foundation springboard. We don't want to break back above 59. If we do, though, it's not the end of the world. I just would hate to see it happen. I'm hoping... gosh, I don't want this to linger as long as it did before. I don't want to see this. I would rather see this. This touch and go and then break down. I'd be okay with that. Because if we lose 58 for good, then that's the right track for alts, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. ETH is down 1.95% on the day. We are still holding our lower trend line, which is a light blue lower trend line, which is what we bounced off of previously. We also, so we had a head and shoulders here. It's janky, but it's there. We also got one here now. So we got to keep an eye on that, because if we do break that and continue to the downside, our target's probably 4K, which I will say we never retested once we broke above it, so that actually might be bullish if that plays out. But we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, we're holding above our lower trend line, which makes me happy. But we'll have to keep a close eye on it. Sol, for some reason, of 420, nice. Outperforming everything else today. Sol is pumpy. Everything else in the market is incredibly red. Sol is green. And it looks like we got a bounce on or around 188. We didn't even touch 184, which was our support zone, but we broke back above the purple trend line, touched the blue trend line. The question is this a ascending wedge? I think it is, which unfortunately I think means we're going to break down because it's a bearish pattern. But we'll see what plays out. If we break above if we invalidate this, then there's a good chance that we pump. And Sol has some metrics that are kind of giving away some signals that we might actually get a pump. The volume here looks amazing. Volume with a pump, even more so. So we'll see what plays out. We are coming up on a potential retest, or maybe even a cross, bearish cross, or in the moving average on the RSI. And our momentum wave is kind of lingering towards the top side. We haven't had anything curl over yet. But the price action is rejecting this upper trend line. So we want to keep an eye on that, see if we get a breakdown. Total 3 is down 0.07% on the day, looking very similar to Ethereum. We got the other head and shoulders and the current head and shoulders. If that head and shoulders happens, we're probably looking for 939 billion. Yeah. So we really want to hold 1 trillion for total 3. That's going to be the biggest point of contention. What if I said make JJ great again? When was I not great? ADA is down 1.49% on the day. Same exact thing as everything else right now. I'm very surprised that all of these charts look the same on alts that usually don't correspond with one another at all. So ADA's breakdown target, if we do lose this neckline, is probably 74-75 cents. That being said, which we've talked about this before, it's very possible that this invalidates on every single one of our alts. Trick a lot of people. Even I could actually see it where we broke below, got a retest, and then everyone's shorts thinking that it's going to go down, and it just invalidates and just skyrockets to the upside. I could see that playing out as well. There's a million different scenarios that can play out. We got to keep an eye on the news and the sentiment and money flow and determine where everything's going to go. Is it going to be long term? I don't think so, but if we're stuck waiting until 2026, then who knows? Seasonals does make the case for autumn to be bullish. So that's our Hail Mary if we do end up getting bearish for the remainder of August and most of September. SNEK is down 1.78%, lingering around 42, 43 area. I'm okay with this as long as we hold above 40. I said that about 50 as well, though. If we break below 40, I'm going to get really dicey. But it's got a repeating longer-term pattern where you get a pump, retrace, pump, retrace. If it keeps following this, everyone's going to freak out. They're going to celebrate during the pumps. They're going to freak out during the dumps. It's just what happens in the bull market every single time. Billy said my ETHs are full of... My ETHs, wow. My bags are full of ETH, Aeroplane, Solana, and Fartcoin. Dude, I want so bad to buy a house with Fartcoin. I was talking to my fiance about it yesterday again. And she legit, like, straight face, she goes, if you buy me a house with Fartcoin, I will shut the F up. And I posted it on X. I'm like, guys, I need your help. My fiance said if I buy her a house with a Fartcoin, she'll shut the hell up. So I'm waiting for her to see that for me to get in trouble. She said it though, it's not my fault. All right. XRP is down 1.23%, broke below $3. We've done this a couple of times before though, so we'll see if it sustains or if this is just the same recurring thing. What's interesting about XRP is this looks very similar to this. And even the outlying points are similar, which we already know. It's like on all of these charts, we got a big head and shoulders and a small head and shoulders. But on XRP, it looks almost identical. Even this right here looks very similar. So there's a repeating pattern, and it's shrinking every single time. Is that liquidity amongst retail? Is that institutional buyers and sellers kind of drying up, exhausting themselves? What is it? What is occurring? What's interesting on XRP specifically, though, is it seems to be consolidating in a triangular pattern, which is potentially bullish. But we'll see what happens. The RSI is sitting right in the middle. Potential retest of the moving average And if we get a break below, then that could be bearish. And your momentum wave does have a red dot confirming some downside. Waterfly said, she's not actually your fiance, right? Just baby mama? No, we're engaged. We've been together for 16 years? 16 or 17 years? Depends on if you count, like, when we met. We got 20 minutes remaining until the daily close contest. Let's see. HBAR is down 1.25% on the day. We are still holding well above our 23.5 retrace target. With HBAR, we also got a consolidating scenario. This is why I think people are getting so antsy, because we had really fun, very volatile, tradable moves going on all the time, and now it's just getting really small and boring, and like this range is significantly larger than this range. This is about half the size, so people are twice as bored. And I don't blame them. I'm getting there as well. Engaged how long? If over 3 years, not really fiance. I mean, I feel like I owe her a house before I pay for her wedding. And it's not your relationship, Waterfly. So, but yeah, HBAR. Let's see if we get a bounce and validation of this potential head and shoulders. Volume could be a little bit better. Volume's drying up a little bit. RSI looks very similar to XRP. So does price action. Yeah, there's nothing really going on here. We're just kind of waiting. We're in, I was like wait and see mode, which I feel like we've experienced way too many times this time around, but we'll have to wait and see. SWE is down 0.18% on the day, currently trading at 344.68. It is stuck right now between 342 and 353. Let's see if it loses 342 and breaks down. If it does, 325 should be the next target. Longer term, we're looking at a potential retrace if it's going to match the pattern that's played out twice already. If this is the third touch the downside, then it's probably going to play out like that. Save money for a house. That's what I'm doing. Why do you think I'm in crypto? I'm saving money for a house, and if I can accelerate the timeline with investments, then I will. If not, then that's why I still work at 9 to 5. I'm advocating for her. You could go to City Hall and get married tomorrow. I mean, we don't want a courthouse wedding. We don't really care for the piece of paper. It's more about the principle of it. I feel like we owe ourselves a proper wedding, but we owe ourselves a house beforehand. So yeah, we'll see what happens with SWE. Tom Selleck's Goat said, I was with my wife 17 years before we got married, and we had a 4-year-old. Nice. Bahid said, yo, what's going on? Bahid, Tishu said, yo, Solana pumping. Exactly as predicted. That is true. Tishu quite possibly replacing Chewy as far as predictions go. Chewy's been busy with his 16 houses that he achieved by becoming an angel investor in Aerodrome. Ondo's down 1.04%, getting a rejection at 95.35 again, potentially forming this right shoulder on this head and shoulder. So we'll see if we break below 90. If we do, then that head and shoulder target is probably going to be 80. We'll see what happens. RSI potentially getting a bearish cross over the moving average, and your momentum wave is sitting right dead center in the middle. Got to invite me to the wedding, JJ. Got to see you wearing that tuxedo t-shirt. I mean, I'll probably invite. I don't have any, like, local friends, so I'm probably legit gonna invite you guys. Anyone that can't make it, you guys will get a live stream or something. We'll live stream the wedding. I think that'll be cool. Aerodrome down 4.71% on the day. Potential head and shoulders here as well. We did get a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI. This head and shoulders is fully matured, so we'll see if we get a breakdown here. If we do, my frugal target for this is going to be $1.04. So we'll see what happens. Aerodrome sitting at 127 right now. Potential break of 123 would probably spell disaster for the head and shoulders pattern. But we are probably looking for a retrace based on previous patterns as well. I don't know though. You got this bottom, so maybe it's doing that. That'd be cool. Let's see what happens. I'm only looking at it bearish because everyone seems bearish right now. Upside target would be $1.44. I would love to see this invalidate, just like everything else. And I've pointed out a million times, I've seen Head and Shoulders invalidate more often than I've seen them actually play out. So we'll see. Giovanni said, only way the Navy would pay for it? What? Wife and I had a courthouse wedding so she could move across the country with me. Best decision ever made. See, I kind of bummed that I couldn't join the armed forces because I'd be probably a homeowner right now. Pin link down 4.43% on the day, currently trading at 59.09. We broke below 60, which is my buy signal. But we'll see what plays out. Is it going to be a fake out like it was back here? Which, by the way, this was like the pre-screening before the initial dump down and then the triple bottom. So we'll see if that's what's happening right here. And if we get a retrace back up and we seem to be struggling around the midpoint in between 60 and 75, maybe we'll find a place where we can open up a short, because I think that'd be pretty sick. Let's see what's next. Render's down 0.01% on the day. Render's also got this Head and Shoulders potential. This one's a little more fugly. 350 is the next support line. The Head and Shoulders target, though, if I was going to try to sell this, neckline break would be like 339, I suppose. This seems to be holding up relatively decent, though. But it also seems to have dumped a little more harshly back here, so who knows. I would love to see it break above 374 if it goes up. But we're going to have to see some bullish momentum, maybe a little more volume come into play. And this RSI has to stop being crappy. So we got a green dot on the momentum wave back here, which pushed it up. And as of right now, we're just kind of sitting in the middle. Stellar's down 4.11%, breaking below our lower portion of our accumulation zone, or our trading zone, 38.46. We have not really traded outside of this area for quite some time. We did a little fake out below it before, so if that's happening again, this shouldn't last too long. Otherwise, this again might have just been a little teaser before we actually get that retrace to 32.13, which, by the way, we broke and never retested. Back here, broke up, never retested, so technically speaking, you could make that argument that that's a bullish retest for a continuation on the very, very long-term time frame. Polkadot is down 1.29% on the day, also setting up a potential Head and Shoulders. We talked about the triangle. Polkadot was really bullish the other day for no reason, and then this actually is a Head and Shoulders as well. Broke down, target fulfilled, and that is leading to a broader Head and Shoulders with a frugal target of 333. So this is from the old one back here. Whoops. Which never played out. So my new one, I'm going to get rid of this. New one is 333 because the head is a lot thicker, a lot bigger. Our invalidation obviously would be a bounce off of probably the purple trend line. We're at 38.36 right now. RSI potentially crossing bearish over the moving average. Volume looks decent, but it's not as good as it could be. We got a red dot on our momentum wave as well, pointing to the downside. Altcoins down 0.33% on the day, currently trading at 80 cents. We are having trouble getting above 83.27. So, previous support turned resistance. We got a oversold bounce, which is very similar to what happened here, which is kind of funny. Technically, it didn't even become oversold, but it did use that to establish bullish div, probably by like 0.1, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Everything looks bearish right now, but that's because there's no volume. I will say, just because it looks bearish right now does not mean that it's not going to pump tomorrow. That just means that right now it looks like people are selling. When people are selling, that's probably usually the best time to buy. I'm not saying buy right now, but if it pumps tomorrow, don't be like, oh, you said it looked bearish. It looks bearish because it looks bearish. It's bearish right now. It's red. People are selling. Price is going down. At any moment, that can flip. When it's bearish, that's when you want to buy. Not financial advice. I got nothing for Farcoin, honestly. There's a big cavernous gap right here between targets. If it rejects 83.27 with conviction, a midpoint bounce would be 70.71. Otherwise, 61.9 is in the cards. CAS is down 1.02%, potentially rejecting this inverse head and shoulder. Look at this, inverse head and shoulder, which played out, by the way. Beautiful. Played out 94 was the target. Hit very nicely. Got a little bounce, breakdown, rejection. Next target probably 82.76. Otherwise, if we lose that, I would look for 80, psychological. Really said Sol doesn't look that bearish. No, Sol looks great. Well, actually, don't let me forget I'm on CAS. Sol is rejecting a upper trend line. Now, that's not the end of the world, but it is also in a ascending wedge. So you got rejection, support, rejection, support, rejection, rejection. Maybe it breaks down and then continues the upside. I don't know. I have a target down here from something. What is that target from? I actually don't know. Something broke down somewhere, and I was looking for it to retrace down to 171, 172. I don't know where that was at, though. Maybe that was here. Waste management fractal. That played out beautifully. Look at that. W, M, retrace, blast off. It works so good, dude. Even right here. W, M, retrace, blast off. Problem is it didn't break. I don't know. Sol's kind of an anomaly today. I'm not sure why it's pumping. I'm excited about it, though. But it's definitely a mystery. Avalanche is up 1.24% on the day. Probably a broader target or broader trend on Avalanche as well, similar to Sol. See, it's a little bit difficult when you get breaks, but it kind of looks like this. Problem is this right here is a little break above, a little wandering off the trail. So let's see with Avalanche, see if it rejects 25 like this and then retraces down to like 23.61. That will kind of fulfill this head and shoulders target and then give me a breakdown, probably target of $20. So I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Avalanche, I think, has bullish news as well. There's a lot of bullish news surrounding Avalanche recently. I feel like Avalanche is about to do a chain link. Speaking of Chainlink, down 2.26% on the day. We did get a breakdown of our ascending channel, ascending wedge, and a rejection of 24.42. This is when these lines come into play. Everyone probably looks at my lines all the time and thinks I'm a crazy person, because I look at my lines all the time and think I'm a crazy person. We got support, support, right here. Resistance. This line has confluence everywhere. So we broke below it, $23, bounce, cannot get back above 24.42 for some crazy reason. We're at 23.84 right now. RSI potential bounce off of the moving average. It is perfectly touching it right now. If we get a bearish cross, that could spell some downside for Chainlink. I don't know how to measure targets for breaking out of a ascending bearish trend. I would guess, see, we have really good volume here too, though. Especially compared to back here, the volume here is amazing. I would look for 21.67 to hold. Otherwise, 20 is a really nice psychological number. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. In order to maintain an uptrend, see what I mean? Like back here, you got kind of a little double top retrace. W, break to the upside, and then you establish this range. So I feel like $20 is a fair retrace. 21.67 would be really, really bullish for it to bounce off of that. Otherwise, $20 is just par for the course. Doge is up 0.44% on the day. Also setting up this potential head and shoulders, just like everything else. Surprise, surprise. Target for this, not financial advice, would be totally guessing, by the way. I would call it 19. 18.5, 19. Hopefully, we get a touch and then invalidation, trap a bunch of bears, but we'll see what happens. My original retrace target, I think, for this head and shoulders right here, which again, this is one that did not play out, so It did break bearish, but it did not in any way, shape, or form fulfill the entire target, because the entire target, my minimum target was 20, and we didn't even get to there. We got like maybe 30%. It went down to 21, which is a big deal. It went from 22 to 21. That was the dump. Okay. Next, we got Near is down 0.4% on the day, currently trading at 251.6. Skull Cruncher said, we're about to crash under 111.100. Oh no. Yeah, alts definitely are not happy. Which is pretty boring, I gotta say. Alts have been not happy this entire time. I'm getting a call from New Orleans. Do I answer it? Never seen this number before. I'm gonna look it up. What if it's important? Kentucky? No. Hello? Abra?
Good evening.
God damn it. It's an automated call. It's stupid. What if I said on speaker? I've been, yeah, I feel like I remember a lot of coworkers and stuff and friends talking about their grandparents and parents getting calls from them. It was like an automated system that had like somehow recorded and duplicated their voice essentially. So my mom would get a call from me and it would be like, Mom, I need help. I need you to send me money. But it would be like a AI. And this is like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember hearing about this. So now every time I answer a mysterious phone call, I answer with some dumb voice just to make sure. So what's really funny is in my brain, I'm like, they're probably gathering all this data and my mom's going to get a phone call from me and it's going to be like, Mom, I need help. I need you to send me money. Because I keep doing stupid voices. Skull Cruncher said my long's about to be violated. That's how I feel, man. Okay. Near. I feel like I should just take Near off. I'm not feeling Near anymore. It's consolidating though. Ish. I don't know. You got it. This kind of screws everything up. I would love for it to be this. That would be cool. I don't know. There's a lower trend and an upper trend for sure. Present. But overall, it's not even in like an uptrend. It's just been such a sideways, choppy mess. And it's down so far. I don't like it, man. I can't do it. There's something about it that just irks me. Look at this. This is disgusting. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. It's just in a forever downtrend. And again, I'm probably going to talk crap and then it's just going to explode to the upside because of that. It's like literally bottomed out right now. Flatlining as we speak. Last time it did this. See, my concern is last time it did this, it just continued to go down for a little bit longer. What if that's what we're experiencing right now? Those two little humps. That sucks so bad. We gotta wait until March 2026 for Near to do anything. Hopefully that's not what happens to everything. I'm sorry I pointed that out, guys. Today we're doing Copium. Copium today. Tisha said if you keep answering spammers, then expect more spam calls. I mean, I get them 5 times a day anyway, so. Pegu's down 3.82% on the day. The Head and Shoulders, we are sitting right at the neckline. That Pulse player said, come on, alt, so much pain. Yeah. Yep. This is par for the course in a bull market, unfortunately. This can still be bullish. But Pengu looks like doo-doo. I would love to see an invalidation here. Otherwise, a breakdown probably result in a target of 25.73. We'll see what happens. Silver is a little bit pumpy. 0.14. Maybe we should all just go all in on silver. Let's become this generation's Peter Schiff, but with silver instead of gold, because gold is boring. DXY. Oh, less than 1 minute. DXY looks like crap. MicroStrategy looks kind of like crap. Head and Shoulders on MicroStrategy actually as well. NASDAQ looks like crap. And S&P, new all-time high. Beautiful. Bitcoin dominance, 58.3. Ladies and gentlemen, the daily close contest closing in less than 1 minute remaining, so make sure you get your guesses ready. We are currently sitting at 111, 214, and 31 cents. Let's transition to our game page. All right. Chengdu. I saw a really funny play on words the other day. I don't remember what it was though, but I was cracking up. Recognize said, you get entry. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Cheers. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Happy Wednesday. What do we got? What do we got? Giovanni coming in with a guess. 111, 269 cents. That's ballsy. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. 112, 416 and 34 cents. Tom Selleck's Goat. 111, 150. Bitcoin currently trading at 111, 207 and 76 cents. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. I will say, I'm going to go back and evaluate this as well. Every single time we get a little dumpy and then a gigantic rebound pump, pretty sure no one was expecting it. Everyone was expecting a full-on breakdown, end of the bull market, complete doom, and the opposite happened. That Pulse player said, can you see this at the last cycle at the end of crypto? If we topped, hard to imagine anyone wanting to enter. Can you see this as the last cycle and the end of crypto if we have topped? Hard to imagine anyone wanting to enter. I wouldn't say the end of crypto. It would maybe be the end of like fun alt season situation. But I don't think we've topped. I think we have until mid 2026 to decide whether or not we have completely missed the mark on a bull market or an alt season. And I think the biggest problem and probably the biggest disadvantage that we have as retail investors is we're not patient. We want the money now. Everyone else on the planet, all the institutional investors with all this money, they can afford to wait 10 years. I don't want to wait 10 years. I couldn't afford to wait 10 years. I have no desire to wait. If I have to, then I have to, but I don't want to, man. So the time capitulation is definitely an effective way of shaking people out, making sure that they buy the top later. It's almost like conserving capital. Jay Shear coming in with a guess in the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. I appreciate you guys. Chance for you to win up to $100. Jay Shear 2.0 coming in with 110, 996. I think that might be the one. I'm just kidding. Brendan Hogan coming in with 111, 123.023. Ooh, you know what I have? Oh. I'm guessing 0.23 cents. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, you got, ooh, John M. What? John M. has rejoined the ranks. 111, 401 penny. Tom Selleck's Code said that would be a this time is different stance. What? What would be? No bull market? Would it technically be different though? Because alts increased in value. They didn't hit their previous all-time highs. Some of them did. A lot of them did. Teach, you said it's Dot and Adam in time capitulation? I hope so. Tyler? I'm excited for Tyler versus John. 111, 222, and 33 cents. Tyler, just so you're aware, I love you. But I think John would bury you long-term in the daily close contest. I'm just saying. Tom Selleck's Code said, saying mid-2026. Oh. I mean, extended, that wouldn't be this time is different. Extending bull market, or extended market diminishing returns. That's not this time is different. JShoe 2.0 said, change at 453. What? 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 I don't know what you're saying. Philly said, oh, jeez, Philly. Philly coming in with 111,555.00. Got you, Philly. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 32 seconds remaining to get your guests in for the daily close contest. Let's do a little ASMR. Unpaid advertising for PepsiCo. I changed my guess. What did you change it to? Because I see nothing. Change at 453. You better put it in the damn Discord. I don't see a change. Time's up. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for participating. Mr. J Shear 2.0. Change at 453. Are you in California? What kind of janky ass time is that? 111, 169. Oh. Okay, my bad. You edited. Okay, I see. You should just send it again next time. I see it, guys. J Shear 2.0 did make a change. 111, 169. No, nobody else is changing. You guys are past your timeline. Let me get these bad boys up on the board. We got Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn with 112, 416, 34. What have I done? Oh. We got Billy with 111555. We got John 111 401 penny. Dang, I bet on John and his guess is way the hell up there. Tyler with 111 22233. You guys are all over the place. What the hell? I guess at least Tyler's a little bit closer. 111 269 cents. I think I have to wait to establish a bigger audience before I start roasting your guys' guesses. What if we did that? Like, whoever's farthest away just gets completely roasted. That's kind of fun. Incentivizes you guys to do better. Hello? There we go. Damn it. And last but not least, Brendan Hilgen. Coming in with a guess of 111-12323. Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. We got 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining on the clock. Let's see. Jesus, JJ. Hey, if Tyler can, I can too. No change for you. Can I change my guess? Skull Cruncher said big dip when we break 111. Billy said I want to change my guess to 500,000 Bitcoin. Brendan Hogan said if you lose a win, what? You lose a win if you guess the worst. Ooh. Dang. Maybe we should make that a rule for next year. We could do a high stakes match one time between like the top 3 and like the other 2 lose like 5 guesses. Would 5 be too many? That's actually a good one. Maybe we should do that. We got to do that during one of the streams. I gotta check in with our top 4 people though. I think that'd be so much fun. Could you imagine Tyler, Fahid, Tom Selleck-Scout, and Hoffs all pitting against each other, and they kind of wager their guesses, and they can pick how much they want to wager. Well, no, that's actually worse because then they can just double their winnings. Let's do it. They could potentially win 2 guesses or lose 5 or something like that. If whoever loses, they lose 5. Like the other 3 losers lose 5 wins each. Ooh, that's a good idea. I'll maybe get in touch with the people. I think that'd be awesome. Tyler now in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. We got less than 1 minute remaining. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. Bitcoin currently trading at 111.252 and 1 penny. Is John gonna take it? Wouldn't that be crazy? I've seen crazier things happen. 111.252 and 1 penny. 42 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin awfully pumpy on the 1 minute time frame. We haven't had this pumpy of a daily close in quite some time. It's exciting stuff. We got a little W on the RSI's moving average on the 1 minute time frame. 24 seconds remaining on the clock. Tyler still in the lead. Is he going to increase his winning streak at this point? That'll put him at 31 wins, only followed by Fahid with 20. 11 seconds remaining. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our daily close contest, Mr. Tyler. Bitcoin's daily close, 111,262 and 1 penny. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Mr. Tyler won with a guess of 111-222-33. Very cool. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. Let me clear this board. That's not somebody's guess. I am excited when I see you guys actually cluster up because that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Back again. Congratulations, Tyler. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner of the evening. What's going on, Zero? Happy Wednesday, my friend. Mr. John, what do you have to say? Coming out of retirement, are you planning on wiping the floor with Tyler, who now has 31 wins? The most wins at the end of the year also gets a prize, so there is something to compete for. And if anyone had a chance to come from zero and take the prize, it would be you, Mr. John. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner of this fine evening. Let me put you on the winner's Google Doc after I press your button. Where's he at? Yay! Congratulations, Mr. Tyler. All right, very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Skull Cruncher said, all right, now we dip. This will be so violent. Can I get a drum roll, please? John said, nah, just having a little fun. Oh, come on. That's not fun. That's the opposite of fun, John. You gotta light this bitch up. I think it'd be awesome. We need some more competition. But he's not here half the time. Tom Selleck's Goat is actually catching up quite fast. I'm excited. I'm excited for Tom Selleck's Goat to breach 20 and start whooping ass. Get us a real competition going again. Can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of 111,222 and 33 cents and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 111,262 and 1 penny on August 27th, 2025. Mr. Tyler Yetzer's prize is an asparagus spear. Congratulations, Tyler, on your victory. This is a wild-picked asparagus spear. It is cooked and salted with a little bit of butter sauteed in the pan. Feel free to just eat it yourself. It's not much. I suggest you just keep it to yourself. Don't share it with anybody. Whatever you do, though, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. All right. Oh my gosh, I did that all from the game screen? What? Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for participating. It is not a hot dog, correct? Today, you get to make your pee smell weird. All right, we got some news articles, guys. Bitcoin's not doing a whole lot. 111,250 and 36 cents. News articles. Oh, BitBoy has returned, by the way. In case anybody was wondering, the prodigal son has returned. In case you missed it, Google Cloud Head of Strategy for Web3 labeled Google's GCUL platform a Layer 1 today. I believe that has since been announced and confirmed. So, very cool stuff. Swift's chief innovation officer praised Cardano, Ripple, and Hedera for their role in driving blockchain adoption in institutional markets, a notable shift as Swift openly acknowledges blockchain's growing influence. Very cool. The European Union will propose removing all tariffs on U.S. industrial goods in an effort to meet President Trump's demands. In exchange, the U.S. is expected to lower tariffs on automobiles coming from the EU. Wow. Slowly but surely, Trump is winning every single thing they set out to win. I'm just saying. MasterCard and Circle expand partnerships to enable USDC EURC settlement across EEMEA. Very cool. EMEA. This is absolutely insane. NVIDIA just reported record quarterly revenue of $46.7 billion without a single H20 chip sale to China. And they are guiding up to $55 billion in revenue next quarter without any H20 shipments to China in its outlook. Just imagine what will happen to this stock if the China business even comes half back to life. Jensen Huang will undoubtedly be working overtime on the China situation. The AI revolution is in full swing. John said, damn, just 5 minutes late. Who? Billy said his prize is asparagus. He pee gonna be nasty. Billy said, Bitcoin, screw him. No, he seems like he's doing better, man. I hope he's in a good place mentally. He definitely went through some stuff. For sure. All right, next we got Google launches L1 blockchain called Google Cloud Universal Ledger, built for banks and markets, payment settlement, tokenization, big tech builds, adoption accelerates. This is what I mean when everyone's like, what do you think the government's going to use for this or that? And what do you think Swift is going to use for this and that? And what do you think? Like, they're not going to use anything. They're going to build their own. Why would they risk anything with a random third party in a market that is seen sometimes through the wrong lens as just nothing but scams? You know what I mean? I wouldn't blame them for building their own. I really wouldn't. U.S. housing market reached its most unaffordable level in history. Surprise, surprise. Nobody's surprised. I find this. So we got Colin Talks Crypto. This is our M2 money supply guy. He said, I find this view of the Bitcoin chart fascinating. It is entirely within the realm of possibility, especially now that Bitcoin reclaimed 112K, which it no longer has claim on. If Bitcoin continues to hold above 112K, this could very well be a bullish megaphone with the attached outcome. I think 109 is the one to hold. It has nothing to do with 112. 109, we could even go down to 108 and still be in that pattern, so it is what it is. We'll see what happens. MasterCard and Circle to enable USDC payments across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Very cool. This one's crazy. NVIDIA stock falls over 5% after reporting record quarterly revenue of $46.7 billion. NVIDIA beat both revenue and EPS expectations, but the stock is down sharply. I believe there was a different metric that was bad. That is in another piece of news. Cracker Barrel officially drops plans for logo following backlash. I genuinely, truly, 1000% with everything in me believe that this was all a publicity stunt. They never, ever planned on renovating all of it. Why would they do that? That's the dumbest thing in the world. Whoever came up with this idea, if it was a publicity stunt, is a genius, because they got brilliant entries and they just made a ridiculous amount of money. Even regardless, people were probably flocking to Cracker Barrel to experience it one last time before they changed it. So they probably just had a huge boost in every single metric. Metaplanet to raise $837 million to buy more Bitcoin. EU proposes removing all tariffs on U.S. industrial goods to meet President Trump's demands. NVIDIA reports $46.7 billion in revenue, higher than expectations. Marty Party posted a Besant quote, there are 11 strong Fed chair candidates. After Labor Day, we'll start interviews and present a short list to Trump. Tishu said crow pumping again. We'll have to take a look. Stablecoin mint 6 minutes ago. This was 8 hours ago, by the way. Tether issues another 1 billion USDT on Ethereum. We going up. U.S. stock market all-time high, August 27th. S&P 500. Bitcoin getting a little pumpy here. 111,457 and 14 cents. Number go up. Ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, number go up. Crow USDT is pumping again, up 3.47% on this candle alone. 26,710. I want to check something really quick. Whoa, big mama. Dang, you know what's funny is this is entirely news driven, so there's no TA here that could have pointed at anything happening bullish at all whatsoever. It's incredibly overbought. The volume exploded, which is awesome. Problem I see is that it was in uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. This should have curled over and turned into a downtrend, but it exploded because it was news driven. Taylor said, "Hey, gotta go. Thanks for dropping into my stream. Whoops, I mean JJ's. I gotta run. LOL." Tyler has really weird humor. He won't stop sending me naked pictures. Tom Selleck said it's a little long. That explains why all business now look the same. Yeah. Yep. Congratulations, Tyler, once again on your victory. Enjoy, my friend. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by and smashing the like button. Cheers. Marty Party. Sweet daily TA target out of the double bottom. $4.40 basically. So let's see what happens. Colin talks crypto, the M2 money supply guy. Bitcoin is doing a good job of shaking people out here. Bitcoin closed below the channel for a few days, but it keeps climbing back into the channel. The weekly candle chart looks good. If it can hold above 112, there's still a chance this could be a deviation. This would be great because it would allow for much quicker next leg up than having to wait for a few months if it doesn't hold 112K. Well, it didn't hold 112K. I don't know if maybe we need to hold 112K on the weekly time frame. What's funny is he shows this descending channel, and then he shows this as a flat accumulation zone, I suppose. Why can't this also be a descending channel? Also, I've never actually seen people use wicks this consistently. And if he's using the wicks, why wouldn't he put? I don't know. I got some nitpicky things. Shouldn't these wicks be counted as well? You can't just choose when to and not to follow wicks. Next we got markets are ever evolving. This I liked. I actually thought this was a good pop quiz. Does a successful trader continue to take in new data and adapt, or does he make decisions concrete, refuse to look at new data, refuse to change based on new data, and stay stuck in the past? I like that. I do. He's saying that to talk about Bitcoin reclaiming 112K though, and it's already lost 112K, so that's kind of funny. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys. This one kind of cracked me up, but also I thought it was really exciting for Polkadot. Paraguay is investing $6 million in tokenized equity on Polkadot to develop, are you ready? Asunción Innovation Valley, which will include a hotel, university, and data center. Please, somebody in the chat, please tell me what Asunción means. What is Asunción? Is it a junction of asses? Or is it a ass function? Does it have anything to do with ass? Because I am legitimately curious. I also thoroughly enjoy the idea that they said this and they used the old Polkadot logo instead of the new one. Because the new one looks like a butthole? I don't know. This is Cointelegraph, by the way. This is not like some typo that some, schmuck wrote on his random Twitter post. This is like a legitimate thing for my country on like an official. Dude, I was cracking up. I was like, what is Asunción? I got really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, Polkadot news, yay. And then I read it and I was like, what is Asunción Innovation Valley? You cannot have ass and valley in the same sentence. That's bad. Somebody go help Cointelegraph. And also, can we get the actual logo? They paid a lot of money for the flaming butthole. Can you at least use it, Cointelegraph? But, jokes aside, I'm excited for Polkadot. They deserve it. Cointelegraph posted Elon Musk's companies Tesla and SpaceX together hold nearly 20,000 Bitcoin worth $2.2 billion. For comparison, Figma owns 845 Bitcoin, Mercado Libre holds 570, and Rumble holds 211. Largest tech companies with Bitcoin holdings, we got Tesla, SpaceX, Figma, Mercado Libre, and Rumble. Very cool. U.S. CFTC adopts NASDAQ's surveillance system to boost crypto market oversight and prepare for expanded authority under pending legislation. Very cool. MetaMask has integrated .sol domains, allowing users to send, receive, and use Solana with simple nicknames. Today, Avalanche trading volume just crossed 100 billion in 2025. It is genuinely surprising to me that no one is talking about Avalanche. The price was Avalanche and Sol were the only green ones yesterday, and their trading volume is apparently skyrocketing. Something is going on. I'm just saying. Hyperliquid generated 5.8 million in fees yesterday. Its third highest day of the year. Hell yeah. If Ethereum retests its all-time high, 4,650,000,000 in shorts would be liquidated. Very exciting. Ben Cowan, again harping on this. 1 week warning. Bitcoin dominance is likely going to move higher in September, October. Now he's changing it to September, October. He specifically said September before. Now he's moving the goalposts. It is now September, October. Just pointing it out. As noted in the post below, alts tend to find tops against Bitcoin in late August. Liquidity will flow back to the king. So he's got a Bitcoin boner. Bitcoin Archive posted 99% of the Bitcoin will be mined by 2035. Stack as much as you can before then. We got 9 years, guys. A little over 9 years. Simply Bitcoin posted developing the median age of first-time home buyers is now 40. Fiat robbed an entire generation of the American dream. That's actually insane, but it does make me feel a little bit better about having to wait. I will say, like, it's a little disheartening seeing all of these subdivisions being put in, and I know for a fact that every single one of these houses is going to sell for like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and I can't even fathom making that much money to be able to afford something like that. I think that's a little messed up. Just saying. Like, it's impossible in my brain. Let alone, like, thousands of subdivisions of houses just within a small area. It's crazy. John said, oh yeah, I'm absolutely committing to Bitcoin. TCU said, thanks for looking at Crow BTC, but should be on the daily. Bitcoin pair should be looked at zoomed out. Ooh, my bad. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Goldfish memory. I'll try, though. Bitcoin Archive. Bitcoin RSI is oversold at major support level. I like that they took a little Gemini sponsor. That's good for Gemini. They need it. They really do. Let's see. We got oversold, oversold, oversold. It's not really oversold right here. We have bullish div, though. They could have pointed that out. It was oversold back here when it touched, what is that? Like probably, oh no, that was when it first touched 112. Now it's not. So we got bullish div, but it's not oversold anymore. I'm just saying. And okay, Bitcoin loves to repeat its tricks. 2024 sweep below the 100 moving average, then lift off. 2025, the market is setting up the same way. The fake out is designed to scare you. The breakout is designed to make you rich. Strong hands already know Bitcoin is aiming higher. Are you positioned? It's about to go down. Up. It's about to go up. Why can't I look at the picture closer? Uh-oh. Oh no. Is the stream rugging? Okay. We good? Okay, here we go. Sweep below 100 moving average. We're doing the same exact thing. Same exact thing. This is on the daily as well. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. See, I would have moved this down here to match this, though. It's a little deviation above. That's exciting. It's going to be crazy. Crazy stuff. Then we got Crypto Elites. Everything is ready for altcoin season. Bitcoin has reached saturation, and now it's completely altcoin's turn. The last time this happened, alts made 50x. I expect it to happen again. Ben Cowan, for some reason, expects Bitcoin dominance to increase, even though it's already happened once. So, next we got altcoins are flashing the most oversold signals ever. Time to buy the dip. What is this? Others? Probably others. I can't see. Maybe others. Bitcoin dominance or something like that. 0.53. 23.93. I don't know. We'll see what happens. NVIDIA earnings. Okay, so this is the metric that I think is missing from everywhere. Double beat, but data center revenue misses expectations. I think that's why the stock dumped. EPS and revenue both breaking expectations. Data center, though, lower than expected. This guy named AJ said, I can't believe we've come this far and people are saying the bull run is already over. Excuse me, we have not even started yet. I truly believe that myself as well. And we got two more. FundStrat's Tom Lee has massive new price targets for crypto, predicting Ethereum could hit 60K and Bitcoin could reach 1 million. Do you agree with these predictions? Regardless of whether or not I agree with them, I'm excited that we have another Michael Saylor, but he's talking about altcoins, which is very exciting. Last but not least, we got NVIDIA says any government demand for a revenue share might result in legal action. I don't think that should be surprising to anybody. And that's about it. Bitcoin chilling. Tyler, congratulations once again. Data center barely missed. You'd be surprised, Tom. So you can get 0.01, like 1/100th of 1% will make the stock market freak out. It is doomsday. Like they're ready to sell everything and go live in a bunker because something is off by 1/100th of a percent. It's crazy. Portfolio update. Our 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down 78%. $78. Sorry. 7.8%. No, is it 7.8? I think it's 7.8. I don't know. It's down $78. JShear 2.0 said, peace out, family. Take it easy, JShear. Thanks for stopping by. This portfolio is being held up by Sol and ADA. Everything else is dragging her down. Sol is up $21. ADA is up 10. The rest are down. We got Render, Ondo, Doge, Proppy, Fetch, Near, Shib, and Aptos. Tom Solid Scout said, look at Discord. Wouldn't let me post and stream FU Google, but this is why all businesses now look the same. I watched this, I think. I don't remember it, though. What I'm going to do... Can I watch it on stream? Do we watch it on stream? Let's just watch it on stream. Why not? I'm going to put it on. Finish our portfolio update first. Memecoin portfolio down $68. Whip and Pepe holding her up, the rest dragging her down. Whip is up $45, Pepe's up 11. SNEK is down 9, Doge is down 14, and Giga is down 103. Then we got our narrative portfolio, my favorite, the most stable so far. Portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it is absolutely killing it. Pepe's up $43, Tao's up $14, Fetch is up $8, Mana's up $3, and VeChain is the only negative one, is down $10. And then we got our perfect entry portfolio, which if we get further downside, we could add to this. It might get wrecked. Right now, we're still in profit, $164. And Crow has now taken the lead from Chainlink. We got 8 assets here, $800 originally invested. Only 2 of them are negative. Render is down $13 and Graph is down less than $1. We got Crow is up $75. Chainlink is up $57. ETH is up $16. Sol is up $13. Swee's up $11. Ondo's up $3. So this portfolio is doing really, really good. I'm very excited. This portfolio is voted on entirely by the community, and we still have 2 more assets to add, which we're waiting for the right dip for. This might be the dip that we're getting right now. But we'll see what plays out. I'm not going to make any calls just yet. All right, let's watch this. It's kind of long. Okay, it's if you guys want to check it out, I'll repost it. Go check out my Twitter. And then you can see it here. And you can watch it yourself. But he basically explains that it has nothing to do with inclusion or DEI or anything like that. It's just corporate America trying to make everything boring. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the market's going to do for the remainder of the week? Heading into the weekend for the weekly close. When is the monthly close? The monthly close is coming up, isn't it? We got the monthly close is actually on Sunday. Whoa. The monthly and the weekly close are this Sunday. That's actually kind of exciting. It's going to get spicy, guys. It's going to get spicy. Skull Cruncher said, yo, Bitcoin breaking 111. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Yeah, we're at 111 and 2 pennies right now. we got, I don't know, a potential bounce off of the moving average on the RSI. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher. Let's see. I don't think 111 is a end-all be-all. Broken through it twice already. Broke it here. Breaking it here is not going to do anything different. I don't think. Volume's a little bit lackluster. Keep in mind, is end of the day. That is the liquidation point that we just hit, though. And we had a wall there of liquidations. So, cleaned up a little bit, actually. See if we get a bounce. Be kind of interesting. We got right below us 110.822. Then 110.578. Oops. And then 110, oh, no, what is that? 110, 171? Yep. Okay. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think that there's any cause for panic, no matter what. But, not a whole lot going on, guys. Do me a favor, smash the like button, share the stream. I'm probably going to call it a little bit earlier than usual today. Get to my my Wednesday Twitter space. You guys are welcome to join. Should be a chill time. But as always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything super crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Happy Wednesday. Smash the like button on your way out, and good night.